Well, hey, gang, it's Bob Bannister with you for another edition of Rock Talk right here with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. Do us a favor, click that like, share, and subscribe button. Maybe there's an artist out there you'd like us to talk to. Well, you can drop us a line and let us know, and we'll try and make it happen. So, remember a few weeks ago when I posted on Facebook that I was looking for some people to interview? I had some interview spots open. Well, this one guy reached out to me and I'd never heard of him before. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a chance and just go ahead and do that. That guy is Dave Varicalli. He comes from a band called Trick Shot. They're out of Adelaide, Australia. And you know what? I looked them up. I did some research as a smart interviewer would and found that these guys actually are an underground band and they are doing very well and they've got a really, really great sound. Now, Dave's gone out and done his own thing as well because he is just writing songs left, right, and center, and that's not a bad thing at all. We're looking forward to a full Dave album coming up very soon. We'll tell you more about that in the interview, but this time around we're going to talk about the band Trick Shot. So we'll go inside the studio. We'll sit down with Dave Varicalli from the band Trick Shot from Adelaide, Australia on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. And as promised, Rockaholics, here we are on this edition of Rock Talk. This time around, we are headed to Adelaide, Australia. Joining us this time around from the band Trick Shot, from his own solo project, we've got the one, the only Dave Varicalli joining us. How you doing, Dave?
I'm great, Bob. Thanks for having me on.
You're quite welcome, welcome, welcome. And I got to say, just been listening to your project, your EP, Big City Lights.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah, so
love
cool.
that project. It's very, very good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's labor of love. It's probably the first time I've really stepped out of the trick shot shadow almost for a little bit. So it was like, oh, I hope I still got it, and I hope I still enjoy it, and I really did.
That's always the way, isn't it? You kind of decide to take that little side step, and it's like, oh, there's that confidence coming at you. Can I do this? You got to prove it
Yeah,
to
and then it
yourself.
becomes like a drug again.
It does. It does. Absolutely. So give us the backstory of this project, aside from trying to figure out if you could still do it.
Yeah, sure. So basically, when Ian and I formed Trick Shot in 2023, I gave him a dearth. Like he's got a whole folder of my demos. And basically, one day he said to me, "Look, Dave, you just write too much. Go do a side project or something. It's okay. We'll still be here." So basically, I did. I took some tracks. I found a really cool producer locally, Matt Hills, out of Hillside Records. We just sat down and we just worked through these 6 songs. And yeah, again, the writing process was really quick, like it was for the Trick Shot album that we put out. Yeah, I just have an innate ability to write quickly, and hopefully they're good tunes. You did indicate they're okay, so that's really
Absolutely.
quite quite a good thing.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny you mentioned that your producer's name is Matt Hughes. We have an artist here in Canada that lives closer to our nation's capital, Ottawa. He's from Kingston. His name is Matt Hughes. So when you said
Ah,
Matt Hughes, I went,
different
what?
guy because it's Matt Hills, as in the hills are alive.
Oh, Hills. I thought you said Hughes. I'm sorry.
That's all good. No, that's all right. Feel free to continue the story, though. It might be interesting.
Oh, no, no. When you said you said what I thought was Matt Hughes, I was going to go, oh, wait a minute. I know what Matt
Yeah,
Hughes
no,
is.
yeah, no. He's a legend. The poor guy. He's a bit. No, hasn't hit rough times, but his studio is hitting a bit of zoning issues, shall we say?
Oh, okay.
But he'll come back strong, and he's a really big supporter of the local indie music scene and original music in general. So big shout out to Matt.
Right on, right on. And speaking of indie music, I almost want to say that's the way that I see the music industry myself going in the next few years is just getting more and more indie artists out there, getting them more prevalent. Is that the way it's going in Australia?
Yes, it's actually very interesting to take a bit of a macro look over the whole industry at the minute, I
Mm,
find, because the indie pocket is really pushing hard to like take back the control or to be given the opportunity that the labels wouldn't almost give them because we've all got something to say and most people have something really cool to say. Everyone has a
mhm.
banger in them, I've always said. And in trying to find their space, the indie industry, we probably kind of still eat our own a little on occasion. I find the support is great, but it's still we want to be heard, and to find that space for everyone to be heard is a little difficult sometimes. It does get a bit crowded.
Absolutely. And this era that we're in right now kind of reminds me, like I'm a bit of a music historian myself, a pop music and rock music historian from having been in radio for over 30 years. And
Oh, killer!
it reminds me of the way that the music scene used to be back in at least here in North America back in the 50s and 60s, where,
Yeah,
a lot of regional successful acts, not so many national successful acts. And I think that's the way that we're kind of going again. With everything being
yes,
cyclical.
I agree. Like history will always repeat until we learn the actual lesson. It just goes like that. I would tend to agree. Like even in Australia, we're getting like a lot of people popping up, and it's as you know, driving your own success, no matter what that success is time consuming and it's a long burn. I think people sometimes forget how long you have to burn to get that success. And it's time
Absolutely.
consuming. It does eat you up, and it becomes a labor of love. And then you get through the I hate everyone stage, but it's worth it. Like we do it because it's in our blood, and that's why we're here, and that's why we do it. And yeah, I'm a big supporter of the underdog and people who haven't had the opportunities that I was not given as well. So I'm a big supporter in giving people opportunity.
And that's why we do radio as well. It's in our blood and once you get behind that mic the first time, it's like, ooh, this is addictive.
It is, and I'm being an older generational X person. The DJ played such a big part in our lives. We had our top 40. I know you had Casey Kasem,
Hmm.
the absolutely legendary Casey Kasem over in the Americas. I think his name was Richard Hammond here. It may not have been, but no, it was a long time ago. Cool. But I remember when, say, something like Bad Medicine first hit the charts over here.
Right.
It came like the is going to be the hot hit the 1 week, and then the next week it came out at number two, and I thought that was like something debuted at number two. Yeah, that's amazing. It probably
Yeah,
wasn't, but
absolutely.
as a little kid, that's what you thought. But the DJ used to make it. They used to make it
Yeah.
interesting. They used to make it fun. All the things you want out of music, and it's. I wish they still considered the DJ as important as they did back in that day in a commercial sense.
Hmm. Hmm. Us guys on the internet radios, we still try and play that. We try and be our work a little bit of Casey Kasem, or in my case, I try and do a little bit of Wolfman Jack in
Ah,
my
yes,
delivery.
absolutely, and it's an art form, and you don't want to lose it. Use it or lose it, they say.
Absolutely. But let's talk about Trick Shot. Give us the story of Trick Shot.
Okay, so Trick Shot formed out of another band, believe it or not. I answered an advert. I'm a rhythm guitarist. So I write all my songs on
Mhm.
guitar. I answered a advert for a bassist, and I thought,
Okay.
I might just do this. Expand my horizon. Might learn
Mhm.
some new stuff along the way. And in that band, Ian was already in that band, and I've gone into audition, and I got the part, and a couple of uh, jams in. I thought to myself, I know this guy. Where have I met him? So sheepishly, I got to go, do I know you? I was waiting for you to ask that. I said, where do I know you from? He goes, I used to be in this cover band called Agent 99. I go, oh my God, I saw you like in the early 2000s at like the Grab a Granny venue. And so we bonded immediately over that. And through this band, we were kind of more, it was an original band, but we're more like Guns for Hire. And
Right.
like we're both itching to do some original stuff. And one day Ian just said, I'd love to do some original stuff, like on my own. And I said, well, I've got a whole heap. Why don't we just like, on the sly kind of put something together and we'll push it out? And that's how it really generated or germinated. Is that the better word?
Sure. That's that's how it happened. We'll say that. So where do you draw your influences from musically?
Oh, straight down Sunset Boulevard of 1987. That's me.
Right on.
Ian's a bit earlier. He's more Iron Maiden, like Power Slave. I think
Hmm.
as it was his first inspiration. But he is an absolute freak and a gun of a guitarist, and I'm very lucky to have been in the arc where we could create music together. So I'm very thankful for Ian. He brought my ideas to life, and so that I'll always be thankful for.
Absolutely. That's always important to have a great creative partner with you, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And he produced the album. So it's amazing. I gave him like a guitar and a vocal demo, 2 tracks, and Magic Bullet came out of that.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So your creative process for Trick Shot is do you bring most of the songs to the table or does
Not at the
Ian?
minute. No. So what we've actually done a bit differently. So Magic Bullet was a 10-track album,
Okay.
and we did that. And so then I said, Ian, just do 10, like just bring them to the table. Yeah, it's been a bit slower, and that's okay. Ian, he's got a lot on his plate with his musical interests,
Hmm.
and that's cool. I think he's up to track 7 of 10. So we're slowly rolling to have 2 albums, and then we're going to do a big co-write session.
Nice. Nice.
See how
Very
that
cool.
goes. Mm.
So one of our sponsors here on CGCM Rock Radio is Iron Maiden Trooper Beer. And
Nice.
as everybody knows, Yannick, the third guitarist, is like, let's call him the clown prince of Iron Maiden. He's the guy that drops his guitar or falls on his face.
Yeah,
Have you guys
yeah.
had a Yannick moment live on stage?
Oh, let me think. Gee, that's a very good question. I don't think we've had a Yannick moment on stage. We've certainly had faux pas along the way. Like Ian will say something like, "Oh, this is the next song," and I'll sheepishly say something that's completely stupid, and then we just like crack up laughing. Or there's this one time, no, I've worked it out now. One time, it was a song that we should have known, or I should have known how to play it. It was one of Ian's tracks. I've looked at him,
Right.
gone, "Can we play something else? I can't remember how this goes." And like we stand there, everyone's just going, "Come on, you've been too long." Go, all right, we'll start the song. We'll have see how we go. That was fine in the end. I remembered it, but just had this massive mental blank. That was like falling. I could have fallen over anything at that point.
That's like it's like one time I was at karaoke and I was doing Strawberry Fields and I got up onto the stage and I could not remember the song for the life of me.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. And the worst one's when it's your own song and you think, "Oh, geez, what's my next chord here?"
So do you have one of those artists that are like your guilty pleasure artists that you listen
Mm.
to and it's like, "Ooh, I don't want too many people to know that I really like this artist."
Oh, look, it's not Nickelback, although everyone keeps telling me Nickelback's really quite good, and I have to agree. But
And they're
anything,
Canadian.
exactly. But I have to say, like, where my zone is in 87, I think was the pinnacle year of music to myself personally.
Right.
Anything that came out in that year, like even something, mate, I can't remember if it was around that time, but Make Me Lose Control by Eric Carmen or
Right.
Wild Horses by Gino Vanelli. They're like my little secret
Another
sauces
Canadian.
almost, but yeah, how good is it? How good is it? Yeah, not enough credence is there for the Canadians. It's
No.
definitely true. But yeah, any chart hit from the 80s is usually my guilty pleasure.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So what's it like to see Trick Shot live? What do
Oh,
you
we're
guys
a
bring to
bundle
the
of
stage?
energy. Our bundles of energy. Like, I would rather have a good time on stage than get the song right. To my detriment occasionally, because I get well wired in what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, I think we bring pizzazz, enjoyment. Because we do it to enjoy ourselves.
Mm.
That's our main driver, and I hope that comes across. We've never had someone come up, yell at us, play Freebird or something like that. We've never had that yet. So I think what we do is pretty cool. And we love it. So it's in our blood, and we'll probably not stop. Even though we might slow down. We both have past 50, and we carry like 20-year-olds.
Right on. And I think that attitude carries through to us Gen Xers. It's the Stones put it best, it's only rock and roll, but I love it.
Oh, exactly. That's right. Can't get any. I mean, there's no other thing that can give you a free. It's almost like a free hit. You put on your favorite song and you're just off. It's like that Desperado moment in
Yeah.
Seinfeld. If
Yep.
if you can find that in multiple songs, multiple times during the day, like I don't understand why you need to do drugs, but you know, I love it. I love the fact that you can be just listening to a song and then it just takes you back where you create this new path and off you go again.
So what would be your song that comes on the radio or whatever, and you hear it and you go, damn, I wish I wrote that song.
Oh heck, that would have to be Born to Run.
Oh,
I'm a bit,
Springsteen.
I am a bit of a Springsteen nut. We did go through a very big period of like deep diving, and Born to Run was always my favorite. It was my first one that kind of got me in the rabbit hole too. So that's always a small little heart moment. But oh look, even there's some stuff from the recent indie scene. Let's say I've got a mate, Scott Toner. He writes really lovely stuff. He had a song called Artificial Light. I wish
Mhm.
I wrote that for sure. Such and he's got, it's a conundrum to me. He's got like 16 monthly listeners, but he's got a This Is Spotify page.
Okay.
So I don't know how he scored that, but good on him, I'll say.
That is awesome. That is awesome. What's one piece of advice that you would like to pass along, though, to an artist that might be coming out of the blocks right now, just starting their musical career that you wish you had have gotten at that point in
Yeah.
your career?
Yep. Look up the Hunter S. Thompson quote.
Okay.
It's true. Like not a single word has been said about the industry that is truer than that.
Absolutely.
You get random emails. You think, "Yeah, I'm going to make it," and it's a bust. And you get them daily. Have your head, screwed on. Don't try to get carried away with your own success. I suppose if you love it, do it. It's a grind. Do the hustle and enjoy every chord you get to play in front of someone or for someone, or if they're just listening to a track.
Right
Just
on.
enjoy it.
Right on. So before we wrap this thing up, I like to do this little thing called this or that. It's just some random questions, nothing to do with music, just a little bit of fun and
Okay.
some top of the head answers. If you're ready, we'll launch
Okay.
right in. Let's start with
Absolutely.
chocolate or vanilla,
Chocolate.
beach or pool,
Ooh. Uh, Paul.
streaming music or listening to it on the radio.
Album.
There you go. There you go. Road trip or flying in a plane,
Road trip.
Netflix or YouTube.
Ooh, I'd go YouTube.
And finally, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. I'm not. Yes, yes. Simple
There
answer.
you go. My friends from Vancouver will be very happy. That's where it was
Oh,
invented.
excellent. I know a few people that won't enjoy that statement.
Yeah, I've gotten some insults when I asked that question before, and you know what? It's always fun to get to get those, and we laugh about it. So,
Absolutely.
Dave Varicalli from Trick Shot, thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. Take a few moments and do some shameless self-promoting, my friend.
Okay, my name's Dave. I am from the band Trick Shot. You really do yourself a favor and check us out. If you're feeling low, you're feeling down in the dumps, a little bit pale and downtrodden, if you put on Magic Bullet, I give you a personal guarantee by the end of it, or at least on 3, you feel a lot better about yourself.
Very, very cool. And I just want to take this time to thank you again, Dave, for joining us. And don't forget, guys, click that like, share, subscribe button. It helps out Dave, it helps out Trickshot, and it helps out me on CGCM Rock Radio. Thanks for joining us. Be good and have yourself a good one. Until next time.